we are going to start with learning how to draw a value scale, which I have an example right here, and then how to use that value scale and apply it to looking at an actual object. Either a pumpkin, which I have drawn here, or a tomato. It's really about observation of light and seeing how the light encompasses that object. The definition of value is really, it's just about learning about lights and darks and how a light is projected onto an object. So right here I have the subject objectives is learn what value is, lightness or darkness of a hue or neutral colors. So today this lesson is just gonna be about black and white though. I have an example of a value scale here and then also a value scale over here. So if you notice the value scale, it goes from dark, almost a black tone here on the 10, and then really light on the 1. So I'm going to show you the technique on how to make this look like the light is just blending right into the dark without hardly even seeing these lines. The materials that I'm using today are going to be a blending tool. So here's one. They come in different sizes, so you can also use one like this. Also a drawing eraser. You do want an eraser in case you mess up on lines. And then we're going to be using different shades of pencil. So I'm going to use an HB pencil, which they all kind of look like this, but they have different value changes in them. So there's HB, there's 2B, there is 3B, there's 4B, 5B, and then 6B. What are the differences between these pencils? The HB is really light and your 6B is really dark. So your 10 is going to be your 6B. Around the 9th square is 5B. Around your 7th square is 4B. And around the 5th square is 3B. And around the 3rd square is 2B. And then when you get to the lower end of the scale, 2 and 1, it's HB. So you do want a shade on the side of your pencil. You don't want to make any lines that are so dark that you can't erase them and they don't blend very well. So I am going to demo exactly how to create a value scale. Value scale is a great tool to use for any drawings, for your bigger drawings. So you do want a ruler and you want to have 10 squares. And then have each square about an inch wide by 10 inches long. And simply go to the 10 and then make your line down to create the end of the rectangle. I'm going to mark those off. Should have 10 squares in the end. So with the square 10 over here, you're going to start with a 6B pencil. So your 6B is going to be very dark. You do want to shade on the side and then just press down really hard. And really with the 6B pencil, you can go ahead and go on the point of the pencil and color it in that way. And fill it in with short strokes, not long strokes. And then stay within the lines. So you fill this in. Then you would go ahead and grab the next pencil, which is a 5B, and then you would color that one in. Just like this. And once again, I'm not using the point, I'm using the side of the pencil, so you give some soft lines to your value changes. And that's really, this whole lesson is about creating value and soft lines. And how do you do that? So you go in. Now, how would I make these even softer? I would take my blending tool. So I would take maybe the bigger one here and just kind of press down. And really this is, the blending tools are made of condensed paper and it's just rolled up really tight. And you use it for blending your lines together or shading. So think of this like really kind of fancy shading. And so you would go like this. Then I would also do the darker black here as well. So you would do the entire value scale and blend all these together. So you're not seeing these lines where it separates the values too harshly. And you would blend it till you see absolutely no white within your squares. So the second drawing you would do is you would then apply these value changes that you just created on the value scale to an actual object. So like for this lesson, I have a tomato. If I look at it, the light is coming from the right side of this tomato, and then the left side is darker than the right side. I did do a drawing of the tomato. You can find one at home and go ahead and draw a piece of fruit in the in your kitchen and try to render all the value changes. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed drawing with me.